Hey, thanks for joining us today at Joe's Quilting Studio. It's FYI Friday. I'm still Jessie, still the host, always the host apparently. So today we want to talk about why you need those 4 inches. If you have ever dropped off a quilt for us here at the store, we have told you we need 4 inches on the left, on the right, above, and beyond, or just 8 inches all the way around. And there's actually a reasoning behind it. So one of the reasons is we use these red snappers right here. We use them at the top and we use them at the bottom. Your fabric actually goes in there. And so that takes up an inch, and then on the bottom it takes up another inch. Also, if you didn't cut your back straight, we might actually have to have some fabric that peeks out up here, so you might lose a little bit more. We actually take the smallest dimension of your backing, not the largest. So if you left some stuff hanging over the side, we actually can't count that as part of your inches. On the left and right side, a couple of things actually happen here. So number one, I always do a tension check on every single quilt. Every quilt gets this little stitch out that happens here. It allows me to actually visually look at your stitches, and I'm testing it on the batting that you have, and I'm testing it on the backing. And that way I can tweak my machines for the tension for your quilt. This allows me to be able to not have to climb under the machine. I am not nimble anymore. I do not want to climb under the machine. Joe, who is the oldest of all of us, is the most nimble of all of us, and she's on holiday this week. So it's going to be a no. I'm going to do a tension check every single time. The other thing is if my quilt actually came out to here and I only had an inch, well, I have to clamp onto something here. And look what happens when my machine goes out here. It just keeps hitting that clamp. That is going to cause inconsistent movements, which causes inconsistent stitches, and it's going to cause all your lines to kind of be wobbly. You're not paying for that. You're paying for a very nice look. And the same thing over here happens on the right hand side. If I was to quilt all the way over here to the edge, it's going to hit that clamp. Usually when we measure your quilt and we let you know that it your backing is too small, 9 times out of 10 we can tell you we can fix that with a leader, or we can have you bring in a new back or something like that. A lot of times though, we get people to ask us to fudge it. We can't. We just can't do it. You shorting us on your quilt back doesn't allow us to have the best outcome for your quilt, and ultimately it is all about your quilt. Now, I have 3 inches up here. I didn't use all 4, and that is because when these quilts go on the frame, sometimes they get a little bit longer. They stretch a little bit. You may have measured this at home and you may have just gently set it on your table. Well, that's great. When it gets on the machine, I don't necessarily stretch it, but it does get all smoothed out. So a lot of times these quilts will grow an inch or 2 once I have them up here. So I can't actually see the bottom of this quilt, and I don't know if it is going to grow. Some quilts are ironed better than others. So when I get down to the bottom, I do like to make sure that I maximize the amount of space that I have down there. Because if you have more quilt at the bottom than you have backing fabric, it's a problem, and that's a whole nother video. So as a long armor, you don't want to short yourself. Make your clients bring you all 4 inches. Don't get in the habit of allowing them to bring only 2 inches on your left and right, your up and bottom, because that is just going to cause more time, more problems, and you can't optimize a good outcome with that. Now you know.